A woman in a camp somewhere 40,000 years ago has a baby. Everyone there can see part of what happened. She got bigger over a long stretch of time, and then a child arrived. That part isn't a mystery. You can watch that with your own eyes. What nobody in that camp can see is what started it. And I want to show you why that's so much harder than it sounds, because there are 3 separate problems in the way, and each one is worse than the last. Here's the first. Think about everything a person does in a year. She eats, she sleeps, she walks a long way and comes back, she sits by a fire, she swims, she argues with somebody, she gets rained on, she spends a night with somebody. Hundreds of things over and over all year. Then a baby arrives. Which one of those hundreds of things made the baby? There's nothing to point at. Every one of them happened. Every one of them is a candidate. And the reason you can't narrow it down is that whatever caused this baby happened 9 months ago. 9 months is the whole problem. Every other thing you know about your own body, you learn because the cause and the effect sat right next to each other. You eat something bad, you're ill that night. Your hand goes near a fire, it hurts immediately. You run, you're out of breath. Cause, then effect, close together again and again until you can't miss it. Here, the cause is 2 full seasons away from the effect. Hundreds of meals sit in between. The weather changed. Everything else in her life happened in that gap too. So time hides the cause. That's problem 1. Now, here's the second problem, and this is the one that would stop you even if you guessed right. Say somebody in that camp had a hunch. Say they pointed at a man and a woman together and said that's where children come from. They'd be correct, and they would look wrong almost every time anybody checked. Because most of the time, it doesn't work. So the person testing this idea watches 2 people together, waits 9 months, and nothing happens. Watches another pair. Nothing happens. Watches a third time, and a baby arrives. A cause that only works occasionally doesn't look like a cause. It looks like a coincidence. So even the right answer gets thrown out. And that's problem 2. And then there's the third one, which is the worst of the 3, because you can solve the first 2 and still be completely stuck. Say it's settled now. Everyone in the camp agrees on the cause. Fine. Whose baby is this? Over those 9 months, she may have been with one man. She may have been with several. Either way, it happened more than once. So even with the rule solved, you're looking at a child and trying to work out which encounter months ago produced it. And there is nothing to look at. No test, no mark on the child, nothing anywhere in the world that tells you which man. So put those 3 together. The cause is hidden by time. It fails most of the time it's tried. And even once you've got it, it can't be traced back to a person. Which gives you this. For almost all of human history, a man could not know he was a father, and a child could not know which man was its father. So what did people think instead? We actually know a little, because there were still people saying it out loud in the 20th century. Anthropologists working in Aboriginal Australia and on the Trobriand Islands recorded people explaining that a child comes from a spirit, that spirits wait in certain places, a water hole, a rock, a particular tree, and one enters a woman as she passes. Which man she'd been with wasn't part of it. The place was. A child belonged to the ground it came from. Now, plenty of anthropologists think those people knew perfectly well, and were telling a different kind of story. The same way you know exactly where babies come from and might still say a child was a gift. That argument has never been settled, but it doesn't change the thing underneath. Whether or not those particular people knew, somebody at some point did not. Nothing in your body tells you this. It's a piece of information, and information has to come from somewhere. So where did it come from? Start with what finding a cause actually requires. You have to change one thing, keep everything else the same, and see what happens. You cannot do that with people. It takes 9 months per attempt, and people don't hold still while you watch them. But there is one place where you can do exactly that. Animals. Once people started keeping animals instead of chasing them, 4 things became true at once. You have a lot of them. You can see all of them all the time. Their pregnancies are shorter than ours, and you decide which ones are together. So you put the male in with the females, or you keep them out. And you come back next season and count. That's the experiment. It runs itself, in the open, in front of everybody, every year, on a herd you already own. And look at what it gives you. It doesn't just show that mating causes pregnancy. Because you chose which male went in, it also shows you which male. Both problems, solved at the same time by the same fence. Which means the biggest idea about our own bodies may not have come from thinking about ourselves at all. It came from goats. And the moment it lands, something exists that never existed before. A father. Not just a man in the camp, a specific man that a specific child came from. Now things can travel down a line. A name, a herd, a field. There are people who are your blood and people who are not. And now there's something to be uncertain about. You cannot be jealous about fatherhood until fatherhood is an idea. So, when did we work it out? We don't know. It leaves nothing behind. No tool, no bone, no mark on a wall. It's a thought. And thoughts don't fossilize. But here's what I keep coming back to. For hundreds of thousands of years, there were people who loved each other and buried their dead and sat around fires at night. And in all that time, no man alive knew he had children. They had them, they fed them, they sat next to them. Some of them must have looked at a child's face, seen something of their own in it, and thought nothing of it at all. The most obvious fact about you had to be discovered. Somebody was the first person to say it out loud. And nobody knows their name.